Hey guys, this is Builder, and this is a video of my game with me and KiffeLesBiffles. Sorry, I just butchered that. I won't say it again. Me and my teammate versus Gimli and Whitman. 1-1-1-1. Did I say 4 ones? There's only 3 ones in his name. Anyway, names aside, we have started the game. Me and I have Egypt, which is kind of designed for the early Great Library strategy, where you go for the Great Library to use it on iron, or some other tech around the time. So I'll research pottery first, get my granary up, which will give me some very good some very good growth, which will give me some good hammers. Anyway, it's reasonable. It's good to give you long-term tech, but it makes you sacrifice some early production, which you could be putting into other useful things like settlers or defenses or workers or whatever. So personally, I don't like doing it too much, but I don't know, Kiff wanted me to go for it. Because again, the early hammers are very valuable, and if you've watched my duel with me versus Gerwigi, I believe it's Siam versus England, it kind of put me on my heels for the rest of the game. But at least in teamers it's a little bit better because you can have a teammate who can kind of pick up the slack, and so hopefully that will allow us to use the tech advantage that we get from it to be able to push ahead to Siamese elephants. So I'm scouting my warrior around. I want to bring him back for my to protect my worker once I get him, because I won't have any other units around like scouts or anything to protect my worker. So I don't want to send him out too far. And so I'm just kind of going out and then kind of curving back around slowly. And I do not want to be working the cotton tile because it's just giving me gold. I'd rather have the hammers from the plains tile, from the wheat tile. I mean, they both have the same amount of food, but then the cotton has 2 more gold and the wheat has 1 more hammer. So I'm working the wheat because the gold is nice, but I'd rather just get the Great Library more quickly, or get my granary done more quickly, and then consequently get my Great Library done more quickly. So I will be going Liberty, then Free Worker, and then Free Settler. Because the worker just allows you to get the Great Library quickly. If you don't get the Great Library quickly, then you're kind of, well, you don't, then, you know, you're spending a lot of time building the Great Library when you could be building other stuff, which is kind of important. Because again, it's a long time to be you put a lot of hammers into it, and while you're doing that, you can't do other things like build defenses or anything. I mean, you could switch out of the Great Library, but I mean, then you'd be getting it even more slowly. And you might as well have just gone and built those things in the first place instead of building the Great Library. Kiff has a pretty bad starting spot. He has no wheats at all, and he has 1 hill nearby. He moved over to settle on some calendar resources, some cotton to get some extra gold, but that also moved him away from his ivory. He'll probably settle another city nearby that ivory though, so that won't hurt him too much. His capital actually has reached out to grow to the wheat resources, which is good for him. So right now I'm making sure my city does not work the cotton tile because that tile would be giving me no hammers at all. And so it might make me grow in a little bit less time, but I want to work hammers, so I'm working with the plains. Everything gives you a hammer pretty much, except for and the one tile that doesn't is that cotton tile, and I don't want to be working that, so I don't want to be working that tile. I'll be working the couple of wheats to keep my growth going, and then the spices, because you know everything gives you 1 food, 1 hammer, and that also, the spice tile also gives me 2 gold. And I wanted to get chopping as quickly as possible, but we did not research mining right away, so I started building a farm, but I stopped because I want to get my chops, want to chop before it's now as quickly as possible. Kiff has taken a free settler, and he'll start spamming out some cities. Generally, when your capital isn't quite as good, you want to build a lot more cities. Now we'll be researching up to ironworking, and maybe we'll use the Great Library on iron, maybe we won't, not really sure. I'll be getting the horse tile, which will give me another very nice hammer tile for my city to work, and I'll start chopping some forests, and that will seriously reduce the amount of time it takes to build a Great Library. Looks like I'll get a pretty decent finish time, even though I don't have any hills nearby. I'm just checking out demographics, because generally when you go Great Library, the other team will be able to get iron working before you do, and so you want to pay attention to how many warriors they have and how much they'll be able to upgrade right away, just to kind of be aware of what's around you. So I'm going to keep on building the Great Library. I'll hopefully be able to chop another forest. Let's see. Still chopping. I'll only be able to get 1 more chop into the Great Library. So I'll be able to get 2 chops in, which is alright. I popped my warrior out just to see kind of the terrain around down below my capital. And me and Kiff are trying to decide what we're going to do with the tech tree. And kind of, we say wheel, but then not, get all confused. We're going to go iron, and then add on the wheel. See if that works out. And right now we're talking in team speak. Kiff wants to research iron and then get the wheel so I can use it on horseback riding. But then I get all confused and we forget that we haven't researched iron. And I don't know how, but the free tech icon goes away. That's a little bit of a bug, but and so I get no free tech at all, which is really bad. And so Kiff actually knows the people were playing in this game, and so I'm just checking the tech tree to see if I got any free techs, and I don't think I got anything at all from the Great Library, which is pretty bad. Kiff is going to ask them if we can rehost, and they will actually let us do it, which is really nice of them, because I don't know, a lot of players I think would not have allowed that to happen. So props to them. Thanks for keeping the game nice. We'll exit out to the main menu, and now we got back into the game, and now we're loading again. We're started up. We will get clear what we're gonna do here. We're gonna get iron, and then get the wheel, and then get the horseback riding. Actually, I think we end up figuring out. Kiff kind of forgot that we weren't researching any luxury techs at all before we got horseback riding, though. So we're gonna kind of not mess with, but change up the tech pattern we're gonna be taking. So now I have my great library tech. I'll be able to hold that. I can just wait for the turn time to go out. I've queued up my research so that it will choose the right techs. And that's good. It's kind of an whatchamacallit, exploit. And so right there we were able to kill off Gimli's warrior by flanking it. We when you have 2 units next to each other, they give the 10% flanking bonus, so with 2 it's enough to kind of overwhelm just 1 unit. I'll be taking my free settler, and I'm looking for places. A good place will be the forested hill nearby the silver. That's a good tile because it'll give me a couple of granary resources nearby, and it'll also give me a mining luxury, which is a very nice thing to settle nearby. I was considering settling on top of the mining luxury, but that would have lost me a hammer in the early city because I would have only been able to work a 1 hammer tile outside of my city. And so right there, Kiff realizes that we hadn't gotten any luxury techs, and so you almost always want to get luxury techs before you get horseback riding. This maybe if you're Greece or something, but you want to get the luxury techs, right? So we realized that we didn't really want to be researching the wheel right now, so we'll just research something. We have to get the luxury techs first. And so now we've both discovered iron. We're working both teams, and we do not have iron nearby, which is. I mean, we have iron nearby, but we won't be able to acquire iron very easily right now, which is kind of problematic. I'm just checking their strategic resources, and I'm thinking about what I want to build in my new city, and I actually decided to pop out a burial tomb. It's something you can do with Egypt, especially if you get the philosophy so quickly. I haven't looked at that, building the burial tomb first. I'm not sure if it's a great idea, but it's certainly powerful because it gives you the culture and the happiness to cover those cities. Unfortunately, I don't think I really totally exploit the extra happiness from the burial tombs very well. I left my warrior out a little bit vulnerable to a double move because it was a little bit injured, but I decided that he would be safe because I was finishing a warrior in a turn, so I would be able to protect the warrior I would be able to kill off the warrior that attacked me if he attacked me. I'd be able to kill off the incoming Grecian warrior that would try to attack me that would kill off my warrior. I'm tongue-tied. Anyway, he'll be getting iron soon, and we will need to protect ourselves. He has 30,000 soldiers right now, which is actually quite a lot. Chopping some forest to get a settler out. I want to make some cities. With Egypt, you can build a lot more cities than you would otherwise because you get the extra happiness from the burial tombs. But I kind of need some military too, as well, right now because they'll be coming with a bunch of swordsmen soon. And Kiff has gotten up 6 iron tiles, so he'll be able to mine that soon. For now, I'll fall behind the city a little bit, and then I'll upgrade and attack any swordsmen that are going at my city. As you can see right there, he just tried to kill off my warrior, and so I'll kill off his swordsman. just one of them. It's kind of a one-for-one deal, so it's a decent deal for me. You know, a warrior for a swordsman. Kiff is giving me gold, and he just got his iron up, so I'll be able to get iron. He's gifting me the couple of warriors he sent, because again, if I had not had a teammate to send those extra 2 warriors at me, I would be in kind of a bad situation, because like I would have only had 2 warriors. I wouldn't have been able to hook up my iron, and so I probably might have died. Fortunately, that didn't happen, because the teammate was able to help me out. Although I am still a little bit behind economy-wise, I would rather have a couple more cities right now, just because I'm Egypt. But that's okay. I've upgraded a couple of warriors. I think my capital is probably alright. If you look, I have 3 swordsmen, and he has 3 swordsmen and a hoplite. And I'll be able to get another swordsman soon, so that's very good. Looks like either Whitman is over-aggressive, or he didn't mean to attack me there, because attacking the city there wasn't really a smart thing. He's not really, at this point, it doesn't seem like he'll be able to take the city. So I'm not quite sure why he did that. We picked up the luxury techs. We'll get archery really quickly. Very nice tech to get. I've kind of learned a little bit more that archers are more powerful from Mr. Game Theory's rush on me. And since then I've been trying to build more archers. I don't think I do that good of a job of it in this game. I'm focused on other stuff. I'll be improving some happiness resources, and once my burial tomb is finished, I will have a nice happiness base to be growing off of and building more cities. However, yeah. I'm just trying to think of how I'm going to try to attack these swordsmen, which are on my tiles right now. The Greece player kind of gets a little bit aggressive there and tries to attack the scout, and he probably got bad odds not killing that scout. It seems like he should have been able to kill off that scout, but he didn't. At the end of the turn, I will move in and try to attack the Grecian soul, a swordsman on that tile. And I'm looking at the combat preview. It looks like I should be able to kill him off. The prediction is, even with the 20% over river penalty, I won't kill him, so that should kill him off, but it doesn't. He heals instantly, and I was unable to get the city bombard on him before he instant healed. So it was probably a mistake for me not to move the warrior over the river to give the extra 10% flanking bonus help for my swordsman. And I probably could do it right now. I could move the warrior over the river, but I don't want to get him too... I don't know. I probably should. I'll be getting an instant heal on that swordsman next turn, so he'll probably double move right there in on my swordsman. Hopefully I will be able to save that... No, just kidding. I'm not able to save that swordsman. He kills it off. Wait, where did the swordsman go? I'm a little bit confused. Did he... Oh, he pulled it back down. Oh well, I got a little bit unlucky there. He got an instant heal and I didn't, and so that lost me a unit. I'm gonna try to and kill off as many swordsmen he has as possible without losing any of mine. I could probably kill off the swordsman outside of my capital, but that would mean that I would lose a swordsman or two. If I double attacked it with the sword in the city right now, and then the sword over the river, I could probably kill off the swordsman on the horses, but then I would just lose both units. Both my swordsmen, which I attacked him with. So that would not be a good deal for me. So, Kiff is giving me a couple of spearmen so that I can have a counter unit for the companion cavalry. It'll make it harder for him to use those. I'm taking Republic so I can get a little bit faster build on the burial tombs in all of my cities. And I'll start building a couple more cities. I'd like to have a lot more cities than I have right now. I'm gonna improve some luxuries around my cities, get my cities growing, and then we discover the Fountain of Youth. So we'll want to put a city on that, and then hopefully I'll be able to spam some cities. So we're just kind of at a stalemate right now, and that's kind of where we're. So I have my units positioned off to the side, kind of over rivers, to give them a little bit of a defensive bonus. And Egypt with the, what's it called? Fountain of Youth is really great because you can get, they already have a happiness building. So when you throw in the fountain with it, you can get tons of cities in. Working down Liberty for my great person. Gimli is almost finished because he's France and so he gets the super fast culture. I was going to improve the spices, but then I realized I already had them. Of course, I could gift them to my teammate Kiff. I'm checking how much strategic resources both the other team has. So you can get a gauge on how many units they have. Because if you can guess how many sources they have, and then, then how many they actually have remaining, then you can tell about how many of those strategic resources they're using. And again, I'm building my favorite wonder, the pyramids. Although, since I just found the Fountain of Youth, it might have been a better idea to get some settlers maybe, so that I could, because I'm getting the fountain, so I'll be able to have lots of cities. But, well, I didn't do that. Again, I'm Egypt, so I get the wonder bonus, which I like. But I might like it a little bit too much this game. Kiff is sending me some spearmen. think I've already talked about that. And I just popped into happiness recently, which is very nice. Get my cities growing again. And keep on working on my burial tombs. And I'm putting my spearmen kind of on the corners, because they aren't the strongest melee units. They're only really strong against horsemen. And of course, right as I move the spearman away, he kills off one of Kiff's swordsmen. So that was pretty bad timing on my part. Since I have a little bit of happiness, I'm working on some growth things in my other two cities instead of just working the hill that they're nearby. I'm thinking about, at the end of the turn, moving and killing the Greek swordsman. And then I get a lucky instant heal. And he moved just about right to keep me from, he was trying to move at the end of the turn, but he didn't quite manage to do it, and so I was able to kill off two of his units that attacked, also because I got an instant heal in that unit. And so I'll be trying to kill off a lot of the units he tried to just send at me. He was a little bit over-aggressive right there. He should have stayed back a little bit more. Now I can kill off a couple of his units without... I don't think I lost too many of my own. Again, with combat, it's important to get flanking bonuses. When you have a friendly unit adjacent, maybe not a friendly unit, but either your own unit or your teammate's unit next to an enemy unit, when you attack that unit, you'll be getting an extra 10% combat bonus. So if you can get a couple of those stacked, especially, because they stack, you can get a nice 20, 30, I guess you could even get a 40 or 50% combat bonus in theory. Oh, and I almost kill him, and then I do. Again, the nice spearman. Although I lost a lot of units, we were trading units relatively evenly. I mean, he lost some, I lost some. I didn't keep track of quite what he lost. And you can see there how companion cavalry can be pretty nasty, because they can swing in, kill something, and then run away before you can do anything about it. Of course, in a turn-like based game, it would be even worse, because you wouldn't be able to respond at all to his attacks. He'd just be able to attack you and run away, and that would be pretty much it. So in that way, the simultaneous turns is alright, because sometimes you can be fast enough so that when he attacks you, you can attack him up before he can retreat. So, I guess that's a plus. And again, this is a place where the pyramids is just like, ugh, why am I building it here? I think I like the pyramids too much. I mean, it's a strong wonder, especially if you're peaceful, but while I have fountain, I should be building settlers or military or something else, not the pyramids. I mean, I need workers, but pyramids is a lot of hammers to put in, when I could be getting more cities right now, because you want to have lots of cities. So I'm gonna keep on defending, I guess. So now I have 11 happiness because of the fountain. And now I need to rebuild my military because he just, you know, smashed all of his own and all of my military. And my teammate, Kiff, wants me to be saving gold for our chivalry rush. We researched currency early because we researched currency early so that we can get market up. And I don't know, I think Kiff overvalues markets a little bit. Because, you know, markets are nice, but when you have gold, there's a limited places where you can use it. You have to have warriors to upgrade, or you have to have something to upgrade. Personally, I think I should be building settlers right now, but I don't know. I guess I think Kiff is a better player than I am, so I was going with what he was telling me to do right here. And so I was giving him the extra spices I just hooked up. Because, I mean, if you think about it, I'd be getting more gold from building this new city anyway. So, I don't know, market. Because essentially you want to build as many cities as happiness will allow. Because the new city is pretty much universally a good thing. Unless, I mean, yeah, the new city is universally a good thing. I can think of a situation where, like, you don't have any land left, and then you'd have to build in, like, the tundra or something. It would be a terrible city spot, no luxuries, no food at all. And it might not be a good idea to build a new city, but otherwise, if you have, you know, more than 5 happiness or a couple of unhooked up luxuries, you should probably be building some more cities. And actually, the way I play, I actually build a couple less cities than I could. I know a lot of other players who would much rather build a lot more cities than I build. I build about as many cities as I have luxuries, and a lot of other players will build like 1 or 2 more cities than the number of luxuries they have. So they will have more cities, but they'll be probably lower population. And it looks like France is going to start being a little bit aggressive on Kiff. A couple of swords and some companion cavalry supporting. We'll see if we can get them to even stop that attack. Another thing about, yeah, I don't know. With my playstyle, at least, I think that civil service probably suits my style better than currency because I like to have fewer cities growing more. So I'd get a lot more out of the farms, the +1 food to farms next to rivers, which you get from civil service, as opposed to the extra gold from the currency, from the markets in currency. So I'm thinking about what policy to take. I'll take the happiness policy, even though I don't really need happiness, so I'll be able to push off my golden age for just a little bit later, once I have some markets up, because then I'll be able to be more equipped to produce more gold. And I'm going to send up some units to go and try and help Kiff defend. Another thing about spearmen is that they get their bonus versus mounted units, but they don't get them versus chariot archer units or mounted archer units. So for example, the chariot archer or the keshig, the pikemen and the spearmen don't get a bonus versus those units. Although they are horse units, they don't get that bonus. That's something that might not be immediately apparent. I'm thinking about popping around with my spearmen to kind of contain the companion cavalry with the zone of control so that he can't really get out that easily. So I'm thinking about killing that French sword, and I am successful. So that was a very nice turn for us right there. We were able to kill off a couple of units, I believe. Now there's no serious threat to the other team taking that city. Just popping out. Looks like the companion cavalry killed something. I didn't quite see what it was. It was probably one of Kiff's units. I'm thinking about what promotion to give my spearmen. I give him a rough, and I think I'll pop him back into Kiff's border so he can use him. And I'm popping my own units back just for some defense around my city. And I'll start building some markets so I can get those up for my golden age. Or maybe just one market for my golden age. I was checking how long it was to my golden age because I don't want to finish the market like halfway through the golden age, but you know, well, I don't want to finish the market after I get the golden age. I'd rather have the market before the golden age. And I'm just checking out demographics. It looks like Whitman is has a lot of manufactured goods. He must be either he's in his golden age right now, or he is building tons of cities above, you know, his normal happiness. So we'll be able to get chivalry soon. Kiff is finishing Liberty sooner than I am because I spent some time building burial tombs, which take a long time to build, so there's a while where I didn't have much culture. So Kiff will be finishing earlier than I. And so we'll use the Great Scientist to get the Hagia Sophia from Theology, and then we will pop over towards Chivalry. We'll use Great Engineer on the Hagia Sophia. Then we'll use Git from the Hagia Sophia, we'll grab a Great Scientist, and then we will research Chivalry. And it looks like they are starting to attack us. Looks like they were a little bit of a trick with the kind of diversion to attack the Kiff up above, and now they're sending their strong force of what are they? Archers, crossbowmen, at me. And the crossbowman, in my opinion, is an overpowered unit in Civ right now. They put a patch in which took its strength up from 12 ranged and 6 melee up to 15 ranged and 10 melee. And that borders on ridiculous because the horseman unit, which is one of the few which is the mounted unit you will have at the time you get crossbowmen, the other team gets crossbowmen, only has the exact same melee strength as the crossbowmen, so it's kind of a wash attacking them with horsemen if you only have like one of them. So you have to have like a mass of them, but then the crossbowmen also do massive damage to horsemen. So it's like the horseman tries to attack the crossbowman, and then the crossbowman just kind of kills it off with a ranged attack, or two from its friends maybe. And so I'm going to start, since he has a ton of them, I'm going to start building some roads, because that is a lot of crossbowmen to be facing right now without anything of my own. And Kiff is desperately running over to try to help me. But, well, you know, it's not looking good for my capital right now. I'm seeing if I can try to kill off the catapult, and the combat preview says I will, but if my pikeman does indeed move on to that tile, I will, he will get a 20% flanking bonus from the crossbowman and the hoplite, which are on that tile, so the combat will be a little bit worse in that preview, so I'm cautious to do that attack. And so right now I'm just going to try to hold melee units off of my city, which will be difficult because he has companion cavalry. Because he has ranged units around, but he doesn't have enough melee units to be able to... You have to have a melee unit to take the city. You can bring it down, the health points down, but then you need the melee to finish it off. And so I'm going to try to hold off melee from getting to my city. But as you can see, the crossbowmen are pretty much decimating anything I put out in front of my city. And the rivers on the side of my city are working against me because the crossbowmen can shoot over them, but I cannot run over them. So it gives an advantage to the ranged units, which can shoot further than the melee can run at them. Because normally if you're 2 tiles away, either can shoot each other, either the melee can run up and try to kill the ranged unit, or the ranged unit can attack. But with the river, obviously it's twisted. And I managed to kill off, or no, I did not manage to kill off the companion cavalry. I did 9 damage to it, and almost finished it off. And I almost kill off a crossbowman. Let's see if I decide to move my sword out to kill it. I can also try to take the catapult, and then as you can see, the crossbowman just kills me off. I take a crossbowman, he kills me, or he kills more than one of my units. And so now my capital is at 1 strength, or 1 hit point, and so if he can move that companion cavalry in, I guess he has multiple companion cavalry, so he'll probably be able to take it next turn. And so yeah, he has a couple of companion cavalry nearby. And yes, as you can see, he takes it. And also I'm out of iron, so I ask Kiff for iron, he gives them to me. The capital is only at an 8 strength right now, and so he might be able to retake it if we got a nice double move in. However, I don't think it's worth it, because then they just take it right back and we'd lose some more swords. So what we're going to do is we're going to fall back, and we will try to get, we're not going to quit quite yet, because we're going to try to get chivalry. And as you can see right there, they just shot us with some crossbowmen and did serious damage on the swords, which would keep them from taking the city. So Kiff is building up a bunch of horsemen so that he will be able to upgrade them into what are they? The Naresuan's elephants. And then we will try to make a push on Thebes and take it back. And if we can, we will keep on playing, and we will be back to about even. And the Naresuan's elephant is a nice unit. It doesn't require horses, and it has a bonus versus mounted units. It has 4 extra strength, but it has -1 movement. So it's a very strong unit, but it's pretty slow compared to a horseman or even a knight. It has 50% less moves, which is, it's only 1 less move, but it actually makes a large difference because that extra move allows the knight to move 2 squares over hill tiles. It allows the knight to move 2 tiles forward and then attack. It's just a big jump over 2 moves. And and also compared to say a long swordsman or even a crossbowman, it can't fortify. So a lot of times, even though it has a high strength, you can shoot it with crossbowmen. And this is where I kind of wish I wouldn't have built the pyramids, because, well, now he has the pyramids, and I don't have any more cities. If I would have maybe built some cities instead of the pyramids, I don't know, it would have been nice. Because, again, I have the Fountain of Youth, I have plenty of excess happiness, so we're going to use the Great Scientist on Chivalry next turn. He has used the Great Engineer to rush the Hagia Sophia. I'll be building some roads just between my cities, just to maybe get squeeze a little bit more gold out. My cities are kind of in a pattern which makes it really efficient to build a road. That wasn't really intentional on my part, but it's always nice to have cities that are nearby. But it's nice. It's one factor that you should think about. But if there's a really great city spot, you generally want to take it, regardless of how close it is to you. I mean, maybe if it's near an aggressive opponent, you might not want to take it, but yeah. So I'm going to start building my unique unit, the Chariot Archer, or the War Chariot, because I have no horses left. I gave all my horses to Kiff, or I'm just building horsemen right now. And it would not be, well, hopefully Whitman tries to attack Memphis right now, because if he does attack, then Kiff will be able to swarm in behind him and kind of mess things up for him, whereas if he sits back where he is, the elephants won't do as much damage. Come to think of it more, when Whitman kind of attacked me and we kind of traded units evenly, he essentially destroyed all of my military, but I destroyed all of his. I'm thinking about that more, and what that did was it meant that we both had to rebuild military, but while he rebuilt military aggressively, I was still building other economy buildings. So essentially that left my, combined with the fact that when I then went up to help Kiff, I had essentially no military protecting my capital. So he was able to take it a lot more easily than he would have been able to do it otherwise. I'm not sure if that was planned at all, but it certainly worked very well for him. Another reason why they're doing a lot better than us right now is that France has the +2 culture, which allows them to finish Liberty very quickly, so they can get a great scientist very quickly as well, and use that to pop machinery, like they did. Whereas we had to focus more on culture buildings and we still were slower to finish Liberty. So I'm going to see if I can attack this companion cavalry. Also, what I'm trying to do is kind of be a bit of a distraction down south. So I'm going to try to distract his units, pull his units down, so that Kiff will be able to storm in with his elephants more effectively. And as you can see, the crossbowmen just do ridiculous damage. I mean, 6 damage. It's like, it's 2 shots and you're dead. And 1 shot and you can't, it seriously wounds you. So, I mean, with a crossbowman, if trying to fight crossbowmen with swords is really a losing battle. I'm just gonna see if I'm gonna try to attack the companion cavalry. Oh, and I managed to kill it off. I get a little bit lucky. And so, but that's kind of the extent of my distraction. Kiff has started to move in with the elephants now. We'll see, and then get massacred by some companion cavalry. The elephants actually are a nice counter a little bit to companion cavalry because they have a plus 50% combat strength versus mounted units, which puts them at a ridiculous, like, 33 combat strength, like infantry level combat strength, base strength versus companion cavalry, which is somewhat ridiculous. So we'll see if we'll be able to leverage that bonus towards killing off or taking Thebes again. And so I was able to kill off a companion cavalry there with a chariot. But now he'll probably be able to kill me off. Oh wait, no, I didn't actually kill it. He must have run away. I'm thinking about moving my catapult forward. On the one hand, it would be pretty vulnerable to that swordsman there, but on the other hand, if he attacks with the sword, Kiff will be able to kill off the sword with his elephants. And plus, if I can move quickly next turn, maybe I'll be able to bombard the sword with the catapult. And then maybe I get cold feet or something and I decide not to. And as you can see right here, the elephants are kind of getting torn up by the crossbowmen. And so I'm going to try to build a knight, because the knights might be a little bit better versus crossbowmen, because they can move more quickly than the elephants. So now we'll research steel. It will take us a while to finish it. I got a walls in Memphis. Kiff is probably waiting for the end of the turn to attack with his elephants. There we go, he takes off one companion cavalry, and then he gets murdered by some crossbowmen. And I'm going to sneak out with my horsemen and kill off that companion cavalry. And I'm unlucky with that catapult. It should have done 3 damage, but it only did 1. Anyway, I have my road network up, so I'm making a little bit of gold. It's not that important, though. Thinking about maybe if I can move with the warrior and the horseman, maybe I'll be able to kill off that companion cavalry next turn. And so, but I don't get the chance. Kiff decides to end the game. He got most of his elephants killed off, and it doesn't seem likely that we will be able to hold the, it seems likely that they will be able to hold that Thebes. So, these guys played a nice game. They allowed us to reload after we had the bug with the Great Library. I thank them for doing that. That was very nice of them. There was probably a ton of players that wouldn't have allowed us to do that. So anyway, and thanks for watching, you guys. Crossbowmen are really strong.